Welcome to Fight Show. Today we are talking about UFC Fight Night, Edwards versus Muhammad. So we have got 6 fights on the main card, so that's a nice change. I wonder who's going to get canceled.
I swear they already changed things around.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be a fight with Big Ben.
And Hill and Yoder were slated for the main card, but they changed their mind. But
yeah,
whatever, that shit happens. Like,
that's a bummer for Hill and Yoder. And also, are they really not worthy of this main card?
That is weird. I don't get that either. Because it seems like they bumped up some nobody bantamweights, not to be offensive to them, but they're not even top 15s. And Hill and Yoder both are. It's
not like the last fight was canceled because somebody didn't make weight or something weird like that. It was just
they were ready to fight.
Somebody got sick.
That's a fucking main card fight.
Wasn't even one of the fighters. Someone on a team. Tested for the vid.
I bet they just don't care because they didn't get to fight last time and they really wanted to. So they're probably like, whatever, man. Prelims. We'll blow them out of the water. Fuck it.
I love watching the prelims anyway. A bunch of other people do too. You could argue that maybe more people watch the prelims because you don't have to pay $70 fucking for it.
True.
Although this is a fight night, so it should all be on ESPN+.
That's nice.
Anyways, first matchup. Eric Anders versus Darren Stewart. So, Eric Anders, a little bit of background on him.
Go ahead, yeah.
Went ahead and played some college football down there at Bama. He probably got a little championship ring floating around somewhere.
I think it was 2009. They won a championship.
Yeah,
he won with them. Crimson Tide.
No big deal. So, big athletic guy who was a linebacker, right?
Yep,
linebacker. So, he's a big, athletic, tough guy. Take a beating. He fought Lyoto Machida to a decision in 2018. Obviously, 2018 Machida was not the dragon we knew and loved, but a legend nonetheless. Definitely not a slouch.
One of my all-time favorites for sure.
Lyoto Machida, one of the funnest fighters to watch, hands down. So Eric Anders, he's just, that's basically his story. He's a big athletic guy. He kind of got into MMA a little bit later in life. It's not like he's been fighting since he was 8 or something, but he's not a newbie either. I think he's been in the UFC, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years now, something like that. He's had some fights. I don't know. He's explosive. He's got, he could take a hit. He's, I guess he can take some hits. He's definitely been susceptible to the knockouts. But, I don't know. On the other end of things, we got Darren Stewart, who's kind of a similar story. These guys both look like they should be light heavyweights, and I think they both have fought at light heavyweight. Eric Anders, I should go back and say, he started at light heavyweight, has definitely had more success since coming down to middleweight, and I think for his frame, he was just holding too much muscle. He wasn't made to be that big, but they both look massive at middleweight, so scary guys.
Huge.
Darren Stewart, super explosive, very tough. Got really good takedowns. When you watch him in his stand-up, one thing that stood out is really good head movement. He doesn't doesn't stab. He's kind of got a boxer's stance. Pretty good footwork. He's definitely I don't know. I think they're both kind of explosive, powerful fighters. So we could see some of that stalemate that we get sometimes when those two styles match up because they're both wary of the knockout. But we might see a lot of fireworks and just a banger firefight. I kind of think Darren Stewart might try to take things to the ground.
Possible.
I don't think Eric Anders is as comfortable as he is there. I don't know. What's your take?
Well, I predict stand-up affair, honestly. They're both similarly versed in grappling. Neither of them are poor grapplers, right? I saw Stewart a lot looking to initiate takedowns and stuff, so maybe we'll see some of that. But I would predict stand and bang.
Pretty good timing.
Definitely fireworks on it. Yeah, he's great. He's a Taekwondo black belt. So that's probably where the movement and the good footwork and stuff is, that's probably what you're seeing there. You basically covered everything I had to say as far as background and stuff. I am predicting Stewart by decision. I don't know, just throwing it out there. It's just a feeling I have.
I don't always call out the method of victory.
Right, yeah. I just figured maybe someone wants to hear that, but
I got Darren Stewart by knockout.
Yeah, I can see that as well, honestly, yeah.
I feel like that's how it's going to go.
I think they're going to try and tear each other's heads off.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm totally down to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we both got Stewart there. Next up, Manel Cape or Cape, I don't know.
Cape, maybe, I don't
versus Mateus Nicola.
Sure.
Yeah. Go ahead, go first on this one.
Cape, so from what I saw, it looked like he lost his UFC debut, which is fine. He was a former Risen fighter. I'm pretty sure that's a Japanese MMA organization.
So hang on, just real quick. I think his debut was his last fight. I think
Right, yeah, I think first and only. Yeah, and he did lose. He talks too much. Won't shut his fucking mouth. So big talker, whatever, that's fine. It's fun, I suppose. It can be obnoxious as well. It just kind of depends on how you do it. But he's really explosive, and he has pretty okay wrestling, like really big power, like super explosive. And I noticed that even when he's getting cracked and beat up, he still likes to showboat. So there's something to that.
He's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch.
His debut against Pantoja was definitely an exciting fight to watch.
That's good. I didn't see that. Nicolau, I don't know. On the other hand, BJJ black belt, pretty decent kickboxing as well, from what I saw. He hasn't fought since 2019 though, and I kind of had this feeling like maybe they're using this fight to like build Cape up, you know, as like a star or whatever. Like
maybe so.
It's just a feeling, but I could be like totally off base with that as well. But
I think stylistically, it's an interesting matchup. They're both kind of evasive fighters that like to stay at range.
Mm-hmm.
They both duck in and out of range really quickly, which I think we're going to see some clashes where they're going to be coming in at the same time. Hopefully no like head clashes and stuff like that. We're going to see sometimes, especially with these guys, you know, it's these little guys, man, they move fast and it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So Manel Cape, pretty good power for a little fella.
Definitely.
He's got some knockouts in his day. He lost to Alejandro Pantoja. I don't know, Pantoja. Yeah. In his debut fight just a couple months ago. Manel definitely likes to talk. I watched a video of him. I think he actually won this fight. But during the face-off, while ref was explaining the rules, he like got nose to nose with this guy, swooped over, gave him a little kiss on the cheek. Which was really like I think a lot of it is head games. He's trying to make his opponent emotional, make them make mistakes.
Definitely.
Sometimes it definitely pays off. I noted one thing when I was watching him. Seems very comfortable switching stances.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of weird stuff. He's definitely one of those guys that seems like it's hard to find your timing on. I think that he utilizes those head games and confidence a lot, and I think that in his debut, you saw less of that. He kind of was a little more reserved, and so I'm wondering if that was a confidence issue coming into a new league.
Yeah, it could be. Little bit of nerves probably all around. You know?
Yeah.
It's no big deal to lose your debut. It happens all the time.
And he's had some great success in,
Risen.
Previous leagues.
Yeah,
Risen.
Definitely.
Wasn't he the champ, Risen, for a little bit?
I'm not sure if he was, but he had a lot of fights there and definitely found success, all over the place. Like,
yeah, he mixes up his stances, keeps his hands kind of low, ducks in and out real fast. He's
not afraid to shoot takedowns, and he's successful because he's
totally
very strong and fast and explosive. Yeah.
Mateus Nicola on the other side is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I don't know that I'm going to see Cape trying to take this to the ground. He's definitely, I think he's going to try and make it a stand-up affair. Nicola, on the other hand, has like really fast takedowns. Like he times them really well. Okay, so like just sitting back, staying out of range, he sees you throw a bigger strike from range or sees you coming in for a strike. That's when he shoots those takedowns. But again, just like Cape, stays at range, like kind of evasive type fighter. So it'll be interesting. We could see it could be kind of a dance routine out there. I could totally see them both staying at range, dancing around, a couple clashes here and there. Nicolau he busts out those flying knees.
Yeah.
Fairly frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the little bit of video that I watched of him, he definitely threw quite a few of those. That said, I think Manel is going to be the more balanced fighter overall. I got Cape for the win. Probably a decision, in my opinion. I think he's going to put the cardio on display. Not to say that Nicolau doesn't have that, but I think he's going to be the higher output fighter. And I just see it going to decision.
I have Kate by KO. I just think that they'll be both fairly aggressive. I think they both have something to prove. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It could go either way. I predict fireworks, especially with the way like Kate talks shit. Like that kind of goads people into wanting to be more aggressive and like firefight, just stand and trade and bang. Like don't see it go into the ground. I mean, like it obviously can, but I assume Kate will want to keep it on the feet as well. I got Kate KO.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
I think it's going to be fun to watch either way.
Yeah, I definitely think that'll be an exciting fight for sure.
Let's see. Jonathan Martinez versus Davy Grant. So both these guys, kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. So Davy Grant is in the second half of his 30s. He's a little bit older, but has not had a high number of fights. He's definitely suffered some injuries, so he's been in and out of action. Has fought, I think, like 8 or 9 times in the UFC, and he's been in the UFC since like 2013. So not the busiest guy on the schedule. His most recent fight against Martin Day, he definitely showed some toughness. He had a fractured jaw and a broken nose. He took some heavy hands from Martin Day.
Early, too, he was getting clipped.
And ended up winning that fight. Definitely showing some of that Brit grit. That's what I'm going to call it.
English tenacity, the good old English tenacity.
He's like, well, this is what we're going to do. One of the notes I saw just in his like little wiki bio, I don't know if it's true, but he said basically when he was like 21, he became a pro fighter just to prove to his friends that he did have professional training. I think he went into kickboxing first.
Yeah.
So kind of just a tough guy. Has not definitely suffered some... I want to say it was a knee injury early on in his career, and then he took some beatings. Jonathan Martinez, on the other hand, is like he's just that durable Texas Mexican type of fella. Definitely got sneaky kicks and knees. He doesn't really not a lot of stance giveaway or anything. They come really quick. I think that's going to be a big advantage to him. I don't think Davy Grant is the fastest or most evasive guy. I think that Jonathan Martinez also has like a really good jab. He's really quick with that. I think something like that is going to give a guy like Davy Grant some trouble in establishing his timing. Davy Grant, I think, had more success with Martin Day, who was a little bit busier, but also a little more, we'll say less reserved. I think Jonathan Martinez is a lot more calculated. He's a lot more precise. Definitely got some power. Really good head movement. I don't think Davy has not the most impressive hand speed. Davy Grant, I think, to me, is one of those guys who's very well-rounded. He's very tough. He doesn't really have any weak spots in his game, but I don't think any element of his game really shines in terms of like, oh man, that's where he's going to overwhelm you. But again, that does make him a hard guy to prepare for. Mm-hmm. So it's an advantage and it isn't. Can't knock a guy for being well-rounded. But that said, I think Jonathan Martinez is going to take this fight. I think he's going to be able to take anything Grant's going to throw at him. I think he's I don't know. I see it probably a knockout for Martinez. Mm-hmm. He's got submissions in his history too. Decisions, knockouts. He can take you any direction. And I think it's going to be Martinez.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Martinez, he has like 7 knockouts. He's like really aggressive. He's super fast from what I was watching. And like lots of power in his hands. He's really technical as well. I think that will definitely be the difference maker. Grant looked like he had good kickboxing, but he's winging punches, right? Like just throwing them with reckless abandon. And I think that will be the difference maker. Like I'm pretty sure that's going to get him in trouble. So I also have similar feelings. Maybe not by knockout, but I do think that Martinez will probably take this one.
Yeah. I mean, I could totally see a submission too, just by being the faster fighter, taking advantage of maybe some of those wild shots. sneaking in a takedown or just taking the back. I think it could definitely go that way. All right, so we both got Martinez. Are we agreeing all day again?
3 for 3.
I swear we don't plan this. We don't talk about it ahead of time. All right, Dan Ige versus Gavin Tucker. So Dan Ige has
50K Dan Ige. I like that guy.
He's a tough guy. So he's definitely had a couple losses in his career, but not a lot. He fought Calvin Kattar to a decision in a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
Kattar's tough as shit. Got a lot of respect for him, and I think that definitely says something about Dan Ige.
I agree.
Had some really good submission defense. He's tough. He's got a real fast jab. Oh, sorry, I'm reading off Martinez now. Sorry. Ige's got those heavy hands. Okay. He's bringing a lot of timing and precision to his strikes as well. He's not going to wing wild punches. He's definitely going to stay cool. He's got, heavy, precise hands is a big thing, especially if you've got the timing to land them. So Dan Ige, definitely a tough character. What do you think about Gavin Tucker?
He's a black belt. Both these guys are BJJ black belts. I think that Tucker prefers to grapple. From what I saw, it looks like that is what he leans towards. He has decent striking, but from what I saw, it looked like every time he's just trying to set up takedowns, get it to the ground, which understandably. I think that will play a factor here. Both these guys are black belts, like I said, so I assume that they'll keep it standing, where I'm pretty sure Ige has the advantage. Like, the guy just hits so damn hard, and he's tough as shit. Like, I think that he's a 145 contender, honestly, like down the road, probably, obviously, but yeah, he's big for 45 even, like, just big, strong dude, hits super fucking hard. Like, I don't know. Let's see this one, Ige by KO.
Yeah, Ige, he brings a lot of pressure too. He's going to keep moving forward.
Just like
he's going to keep you on your heels.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
he's not backing down. No chance.
Gavin Tucker, he's got 4 wins by knockout, 6 by submission, and 3 by decision in his professional career. So he's got some balance there. Like you said, not bad on the striking, but I think I would agree that he definitely favors the grappling. So a lot of times when we've got 2 guys with excellent grappling backgrounds, you end up seeing a stand-up match. They're both just they might test each other out a little bit, but if they're fairly evenly matched, it's just going to end up going to the stand-up. Gavin Tucker does have sneaky takedowns. He's got really good timing with them.
Yeah, he does.
Because that's what he does.
He does well with the strikes, too.
But I think Dan Ige has good takedown defense, too.
I do as well.
And also would be comfortable on the ground even if he were taken down.
Yep, agreed.
Gavin Tucker, really good scrambles. He's not one to accept a position. He's really quick to take any opportunity to transition. He's got a good chin. He's got a great heart. There was a fight. There was a lot of bashing on the ref, I guess. It was, they were talking about he just took way too much of a beating. He said he was seeing 3 of the guy he was fighting, just trying to hit the one in the middle for the last 2 rounds.
Good strategy. Multiple
fractures, both orbitals, jaw, 2 in the jaw, I think, and just kept fighting.
This is Ige?
This is Gavin Tucker.
Oh, okay.
And so,
I did not know that.
You can't count a guy like that out.
No, not.
He defended the ref after the fight. He was like, that dude let me go out on my shield. The ref came to visit him in the hospital after the fight and apologized, and he was like, "No way, man! You did your job. You let me fight my fight. I never gave up. I kept fighting, and I think it was right."
That's fair play.
A lot of people were mad at his corner too. Should have thrown the towel or whatever. But you know what?
Yes.
If at the end of the day, if that's what the fighter wants, you got to let him do it. He's a great wrestler. That said, I do think that Ige is going to be too much for him. I can't say enough about Gavin Tucker. I think he had a big, fast hype train coming into the UFC. Had some tough fights, but I think that while he's definitely one of the better fighters, I don't see that kind of future contender potential,
Right.
like we do with Ige.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think
I do as well.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way, but I'm leaning towards Ige.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that he shows a little bit more promise to me.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right. Misha Serkinov versus Ryan Spann.
Big Sirk.
Interesting matchup. I'll let you take this one first.
Yeah, I agree with that. Interesting matchup. Serkinov, BJJ guy, right? Black belt. Really, really good jiu-jitsu. But, like, his chin just looks so suspect to me. It just seems like you barely have to touch him, and he's hurt or going down.
To be fair, fighting some big tough guys.
True. 205. I mean, these guys have power. That's
Yeah.
very true. It's very true. Something taken into consideration. Span, on the other hand, like, he has like a shitload of submission, or maybe not like a shitload, but he had a bunch of choke submissions. Great chokes.
Yeah, I think the guillotines. So,
Yeah. But also, like, he's a pretty decent striker. He's super big, man. He's huge, even for 205.
6'5".
Yeah, giant. Just gigantic. So
almost certainly cuts to that 205.
I would imagine so.
As most do, but I mean, he's working at it.
I have Span by KO or Cert by submission. I know it's like super straightforward, but that's how I see the fight potentially going. Like, either Cert's chin won't hold up, like early on, which I could totally see happening, or it will, and he'll get it down and choke him out or something. Or
So I think that Serkinov, I think that his avenue to victory is definitely by submission.
Mm-hmm.
He can strike. I found an old video of him winning a fight by knockout with a high kick.
He's been around for
I'm not
forever,
sure
too.
what league that was in
I don't
or
know.
what kind of caliber opponent, but the point is he obviously knows how to strike. He's in the UFC for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So his recent losses were to Glover Teixeira and Volkan Ozedmir. So both really tough guys.
Yeah.
It's not like he's losing to nobodies. So I don't think it's quite as cut and dried as we want to maybe look at a glance. You could definitely kind of peg him as a submission artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that is his bread and butter.
think all, if not all, maybe all but one of his wins in the UFC are by submission.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Maybe
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, all or all but one. I can't recall exactly.
I don't think he has knockout victories in the UFC, but I could be wrong about that as well.
I feel like he might have had a decision somewhere,
Right. I think that is
and
right.
was
But
probably
no
largely
knockouts, I'm pretty
based
sure.
on ground control.
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
Ryan Spann, on the other hand, 6'5". Okay, he has 4 knockouts, 11 submissions, and 3 decisions as a pro.
Mhm.
He is on. He was on an 8-fight win streak before he got knocked out by Johnny Walker.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Johnny Walker is kind of a wild, unpredictable striker. I think that could happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to discount him. It was a first round knockout. It happened early in the fight. I think he just got caught with some timing. Johnny
Like a
Walker
clinch
was
elbow
really
or something,
feeling
right?
himself that time.
Or like
I'm
a
pretty sure it
elbow
was
off the
flying
break
knee.
or something like that.
Was
Yeah,
it
maybe
an
I'm
elbow?
wrong. I don't remember for sure. It's something like that.
Or maybe
Johnny Walker
maybe
was
Johnny
not
Walker
for
got
elbows.
Misha with the knee.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't
Anyways.
recall for certain either. But, whatever.
Ryan Spann, he's got just a brick for a right hand. He's super fast.
Mhm.
He's definitely a pressure fighter. He's not gonna sit on his haunches and let Misha work a game. I think he's gonna keep him uncomfortable. I think he's gonna force the takedown attempt. He's probably gonna stuff that attempt and then gain that confidence in the stand up. I got Ryan Spann by KO.
Sure.
It's
Hilarious.
I mean,
It's not scripted.
we're not even in the same house when we're doing
We
research.
didn't even
for
do
these.
his notes until I got here.
No, that's true. You were here today, but I didn't look at I didn't know what he was doing.
I was
Anyways,
playing video games.
I'm gonna guess you went ahead and picked Edwards for the last fight, huh?
Well, I mean, it'd be silly not to.
Oh,
Rocky, number 3 welterweight, 8-fight win streak since losing to Kamaru Usman, current champion. It was a competitive fight. He didn't get blown out of the water. I mean, he probably lost badly on scorecards, but like he got wrestled. Like that's fine. It's Kamaru Usman. Of course, he wrestled him. Like,
especially 2015 or whatever that was.
Yeah, whenever that was.
He's definitely expanded his striking game since, but
kickboxing's super on point for Edwards. It's, I'd say, immaculate. Like, he fucks people up. And his grappling's there, too, you know? Like, he improves more and more. I swear every person he's fought has tried to wrestle him. So even if he's not doing it in the gym, he's getting the reps in. Like,
oh, yeah.
Everyone's trying to take him down. And, I mean, they're finding success here and there, but he's not losing to that. He's getting up from it. He's doing what he needs to do to win these fights. He just came off fighting RDA, who's, like, incredible. RDA is about as well-rounded as they get. He will try to wrestle you the whole fight. And, like, he wasn't finding all that much success there, so...
Nope.
Yeah.
He really wasn't.
Bilal has 13 wins by decision. But this is a great opportunity for him, and exposure regardless, whether he gets knocked out in 5 seconds or he could win. He could very well win the fight. He's not a bad fighter. Quick, snappy striker, good grappling, good jiu-jitsu. He looks strong. He's got a good build. Like,
really diverse striker.
Yeah, very.
Mixes it up.
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy, honestly. He says he's ready for top 10. He's begging for it. This is the perfect opportunity. And, it's good to see a guy that's not full of shit. Like, he really does want that, to step in on, like, pretty short notice, right? To take this fight against Leon, who, like, people don't even want to fight. Like, like, Rocky's been trying to get fights with everybody. He's tried to get Colby. He's tried to get George. Like, people don't want to fight him. It's similar to when Kamaru was coming up. They just know that it's risky. Like, he's that good that, it's not an intelligent fight to take. I wouldn't take that fight.
I as soon as I saw this matchup, I was like, wow, Bilal is crazy.
He's a crazy person.
I request that. Interesting. But that said, if you dig a little deeper into Bilal Muhammad, remember the name Muhammad.
That's right. Yep.
So we'll say it a couple more times, Bilal Muhammad. So 2016, UFC debut was kind of a tough year. 2017, he went 3-0. He has won 8 out of 9 of his last fights. He lost to a very tough Jeff Hands of Steel Neal, who we watched fight Stephen Thompson to a very tough 5-round fight.
Yeah, and he had a really competitive one his fight before that. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, yeah, Jeff Neal, super tough.
So, I mean, if you're kind of basing that, I would say Bilal is ready for a top 10 fight.
I agree, for sure.
I think that Leon Edwards is the wrong top 10 fight.
Maybe.
Leon Edwards is not the right top 10 fight for anybody. Leon Edwards hasn't lost since 2015, like you said, and it was to the current champ, Kamaru Usman. He's got excellent top control. He's got really good submission defense, like you said, in the RDA fight. Actually took him down with what appeared to be relative ease and controlled him on the ground. RDA was definitely trying to throw up some submission attempts, some different transitions, and was pretty well controlled. Leon in the stand-up has excellent feints, really good footwork and head movement. He throws good combos, and he works those combos right into takedown attempts. He's just very fluid overall. Everything about the guy screams future champ. I don't know that he'll beat Usman if Usman's going to hang around, but I think Kamaru's going to be one of those guys that's going to want to retire a winner. And what a really, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe he's got too much ego riding on the deal. But
that's my opinion. Like,
who knows?
It could very well be either case, Who knows? Maybe he just will get a bug up his ass to quit.
I think
maybe, what else do I have to prove?
I don't know.
But I think he's
kind of got a little brother syndrome. I think Usman's got little brother syndrome.
Yeah, definitely.
He's just got something to prove.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, Leon... he's going to bring the pressure. Bilal is definitely not one to take a step backwards, so I think it's going to be a firefight.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to beat the shit out of each other in the first round, and they're probably both still going to be around, and we're going to be in for a ride. I do think Leon Edwards wins this fight. I think it could potentially go the distance and be a decision victory.
I agree, actually.
I think they both have the gas tank to do it. Bilal was kind of slowing down in round 3 against, wasn't Dariush his most recent fight?
Yeah.
But that was also a ludicrously paced fight.
Beneil's crazy.
Yeah.
Dariush.
I can't say enough about Dariush. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a great main event. I think that the casual fans are probably like, who are these guys? But I think it's going to be a great fight.
Hopefully they know who Edwards is, but honestly, you might be right. I predict a good-ass fight. I also think Leon by decision, but I honestly just think it's because he will have the better gas tank. I've seen Bilal.
He's got more experience.
More experience.
In
it's going to be a whole new world for Bilal, just in general, as far as competition goes. And I don't know that he's even been in 5-round fights, which, no big deal, I guess, but
I could see Bilal moving up the rankings after a loss, depending on how this fight goes.
Honestly, true.
But who knows how the rankings work.
No doubt. But that could very well happen. Even if he makes it competitive and they go 5 rounds.
Absolutely, and I think he totally can.
Yeah,
I think he deserves to be a top 10 fighter.
Man, I think so, too. Yeah. I'm here for it, dude. I love this fight. I love this whole card. I actually think it's sleeper, man. I think every fight has potential to be really exciting, as long as it beats that last shit show. Not the main, not the pay-per-view. The one before that. That was so absurdly bad. Yeah. No offense to anybody involved, but God, that was boring.
It wasn't. It wasn't for the spectators. That's for sure. Everyone's got to focus on their careers. Anyways, so just to review, we both picked. Stewart over Anders.
Yep.
Cape over Nicolau.
Yep.
Excuse me. Martinez over Grant. Ige over Tucker. Spann over Serkinov. And Edwards over Muhammad. One of these days we'll disagree.
They're fucking hilarious. When we don't do research, we disagree about everything.
Oh, man. I think before we started making the show, we constantly disagreed. Actually,
we thought there was a lot of banter.
What wasn't it, UFC 258?
The one that we didn't record?
Yeah, the one we never made. That was supposed to be the first show.
And it was 5 hours.
I was here. I was ready. We disagreed a bunch. He happened to be right about every fight.
Yeah.
But
I was right about the whole main card on the last one also. That must be the thing. If I don't show up, I'll be right about the whole card. Well, except for all the title fights I was right about.
Next time you skip out on one of these, just let me know. I was my DraftKings right.
Wrong about Drew. I can't go against my boy, dude. I gotta go for Drew. I mean, he could have won that fight. I didn't watch it, but
it was a tough fight. I think
Islam's
wrestling is crazy.
Is it?
But nonetheless, I'm a big Drew Dober fan. I'll be there to watch his next fight.
Man. Yeah, dude.
He's a killer.
Yep.
Apparently my cousin, actually, who used to train jiu-jitsu in Omaha, used to roll with Dober now and then.
Oh, yeah. So, I remember watching Drew fight back in Omaha Fight Club. Shout out to anyone that's ever seen or been to Omaha Fight Club. This is back in the day when Liddell was the light heavyweight champion. But anyway, yeah, I remember Drew just wrestled fucking people back then. Yeah,
Drew's a great wrestler. He is. It's those crazy Dagestani sambo wrestling techniques.
You can do
it doesn't even make sense.
Nothing.
It's like they have metal. They have magnetic implants and metal hidden under the mats and shit.
How do they create? Man,
they're like human spoilers. They're just there to create down pressure. They just hold you to the mat. I don't know how they do it, but I bet you that we're going to see a lot of
those guys
in the future. There's going to be they're going to be shipping sambo coaches to the U.S. People are going to be paying them millions to come train fighters. Either that or we're going to see a lot of people traveling to Russia, but I don't know if I want to be in Russia. I don't know. I heard it's cold there.
American wrestling is so popular here and so predominant. I don't really... It would be smart for people to branch out and look into that.
It's just a very different style. It's not the same thing.
It's wrestling, but it's not. It's like wrestling where you look for submissions and shit. Where American wrestling isn't like that.
No.
And they're trying to hurt each other. Sambo guys, that's a deadly art, man. They're just Russians. Period. They're trying to fuck each other up. They are
nothing else to do.
Get drunk, fucking toss each other around. They turned Greco-Roman into something else and called it Sambo.
Just walk around on the edges of tall buildings and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, like that. Wrestle bears.
Threaten fighters. Yeah, wrestle bears. Whatever. # Russian life or something. Anyways, that's all we got for you. We'll catch you next week, because apparently there's fight cards every week now.
Always fights. The next one should be a pay-per-view, I think.
I'm into it. We're here for it. We'll see you next time.